We're gonna make that fridge go in here. I'm gonna retrofit this whole entire area up. But here's the thing. We have to make it fit and maybe keep some of these drawers. This measures out, what is it, 43 and a half. And putting this up here to the existing, like so, would get us about there. That means it's gonna go over into that drawer. Either cover it, or I can move up the refrigerator a little bit higher, and we can save that drawer. So we have 2 drawers. Then I can clear the black pipe that's right here. This is the drain for the sink. So yeah, let's start working in this area. Move our way back. Let's just remove this slider. This one's gonna be removed anyways for the refrigerator. A little plug. There it is. Oh, you got it? Nice. The refrigerator has to come down pretty much up to this level right here. All right, we'll fix this up, make it a little bit better. Cut that off. Gotta pre-drill this so it doesn't split. Continue the slope. Just installed the drawers back, and these are working good now. The cabling, it used to be right here. Kind of just tucked it in underneath so it's out of the way. I've been playing around with which side would be the best to position this refrigerator, either here against the left side or the right side. The one thing I was thinking of is by the mount it opens, because there is a wall right here, and this would only be able to open about 90 degrees. Same with the bottom. That might not be enough. but having it come out like that would be better. So I think I'll move it to this other side, and if I do that, then I'll have the gap over here, and I can make like a pull-out drawer for like spices. And I think that might be kind of a creative way to fill in that gap. There you go. This just needs to go here now, and we're gonna do that by creating that kind of support just down here. This one has a column right behind that screw, so that's nice and strong. I did the same thing to this side. These are cabinet screws, and they're really nice. This is the old platform, and all I gotta do is just cut open a little slot there, cut this little piece off. I'll give it a sanding, and then I think I have to cut a little area there for the plumbing. There it is, cut and cut. I'll seal this up after I make sure it fits. Perfect. Let's see how much this is at. About 3.5 inches I gotta remove. A couple staples. Check it out. Ooh! Look at all that space. Still have all the protective covering on it. I kind of like this one. Because it's a whiteboard, but it's also a chalkboard. Only $8 for this whole thing, which is about how much we need anyway. It's almost really stuck on there. And I just want to take a look, just out of curiosity. It's coming apart, so I'm just going to glue this one. I'm going to use liquid nails. Vaporust is pretty good to remove some of that rust. I mean, this was totally caked up with rust, and now it's pretty clean. Just gonna put on some protective enamel, some almond. There we have it. I'll give them some paint as well. Looks like it's a 1032, but this one is pretty butchered up, so I'm gonna recut this one. Fix that one up. And then I'll do the same thing for the hole in which it goes. I think it's one of these. I'm just gonna clean these up because they're really pitted. I'm gonna use the belt sander. Has new butyl tape. Now let's put this back on. So let's see if we can come up with something here. Create a stack of them. So these sliders are soft close. So once you open them, they come out really smoothly, and then they go back in. they automatically close. Usually just cut it right here and right there, but I'm actually gonna extend it out taller and cut it right there as well. So I'm not really reinventing the wheel here for the spice rack. I'm gonna use a similar design to the ones that you can get for like your kitchens. You know, pull it out and it's a drawer, you have all the different levels for the spices. The only thing is I need more width here. And it doesn't help that this wall is not actually vertical, it's at an angle. So it's making it really difficult. Everything else is nice and level, that's level, that's level, everything else is perfect. Even this wall is vertical, but just not this one or the bathroom. Oh my goodness. That took forever. My shoulders. Just like how I did it on this bottom half, I'm gonna sand all this jaggedy part. I'm gonna use these acoustical tiles that I have laying around, and that will help dampen the sound from the refrigerator onto the wood. The compressor already has some isolation pads, but this is going to take it to another level. There's another piece of wood just like this, but from the back side, because I put my phone in through here with the camera, took some pictures, and then I used my tape measure right there at 23. I think this one, and this one, I'm gonna drill maybe a couple holes. I have the pegs, those can be adjustable. I have a slider vertically, and then 2 sliders there, probably horizontal, maybe horizontal there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use white or black. I'll decide in a bit. And I'm gonna follow it up with some of this min wax. I think this one is, yeah, the early American one. And then tomorrow I'll put some shellac to create that amber effect and to seal it up. First coat of the stain. It looks pretty close, but I think I'm gonna put another coat. I'm gonna use this old vintage Stanley here. I haven't really used it that much, but it's nice to get 90-degree holes. You can line it up with the marking, or you can just go in like this and then come in, line it up there. You can drop this, put pressure. There's the hole, and then the peg goes in like that. So that's sort of how I want them all kind of spaced out, so they look all symmetrical. But there's a lot of ways I can do it, I suppose, with magnets. And I even tried putting a magnet at the bottom like so. That sort of works, you know, nice and strong, but then it's like taller than that magnet, so it kind of teeter-totters. I wanted to use wood glue, but that would not hold it, so I used some hot glue. And now we have a little spot. The glue can be removed, and then I should be able to stain it now.
actually ran out, so I had to go to the store and buy another one. But man, this stuff is really expensive, but it's so worth it. Makes it super smooth. Because if you apply this directly onto this kind of pine wood, it's just going to absorb into certain areas and you get really dark spots and it looks really awful. But if you put the pre-stain, it's just going to soak in first where it can. And when you apply this one, it's going to go on smooth and evenly because it already soaked up in the areas that it needed to. For the paneling, I'm going to use birch plywood. Putting the tape for a piece of wood such as this is super important, because if you don't put it, you actually get the wood just breaking apart with the blade and you get a really clean edge. This is going to be on the outside, and then check this out. And this wood has a design on it. This, oh my goodness, I just freaking love it. I was so used to using the glue that came out of the bottle, and it would always make a mess. But once I got this, the Bay Bot, 9-day difference. Perfect amount. It's like precision gluing. This is just some wood filler. Should be enough. And for some shellac. I'm gonna leave these as is. I think I like how they came out. Look how nice these came out. And this one should be good to go. I made this little slot like that. And it soft closes and it lines up perfectly right there. That's what we wanted. Ooh, look at this. And kind of janky, but it holds all of this in place very rigid. Same thing here. And now I have that slot, have the division right. Much better. That way it can kind of recess into it. Ooh! This came out so awesome.
check it out. So now we have the refrigerator all in here, nice and sturdy. The bottom and the top freezer. And then we have our pull-out spice rack. So, you know, sort of matches with that. I would have wanted the color to be a little bit more lighter, but, and the sheen, but, you know, it still looks pretty decent. And now this all pulls out. We have our own collection here going. And then it's soft close. And the top one's kind of more like miscellaneous. So we can customize this one. These shelves, they can be moved up or down. Soft close. We got this cleaned up. Just put in a new little shower head. Put a new fan in there as well. That's all good to go. This came out really nice.